Welcome everybody to the Entrepreneur Blueprint. I'm your host for the evening. Dream motivates. Stay tuned. I got somebody special. I've been trying to get in here. Finally, she got enough time. Check it out, 7-Eleven style. Y'all hear about it later. Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Blueprint. I am your host for the evening. Listen, it is going down. Get your pen, paper, notes ready. Because we interview entrepreneurs that have crossed certain thresholds in life, right? So we can learn because everybody has the potential. I'm going to say potential to be an entrepreneur, but this particular person had the audacity to open up not one, but two 7-Elevens. Talk about the overachiever.
Oh
My
man.
sister, Allison's in the building.
Nice to be here. I'm actually really excited. You've had some pretty heavy hitters here, so I'm gonna see if I can compare to them.
Listen, you already in the heavyweight championship of your own. Shout out
Oh,
to you.
thank you.
I remember the first time before I actually met you.
hmm
I seen you on, I think it was Fox 4. And we got the DVR. So I knew like news be like, man, my wife watches news. And then I seen somebody black owner or it says something owner 7-Eleven, owner of 7-Eleven. And I seen your face and I was waiting like, where's the owner at? Like, where's the owner at? And I say, hold on, rewind that. And I cut it up and I heard your whole situation. I was like,
Yeah, shout out to Dion England over there at Fox. She followed my journey from beginning to now, so she really did do a good job. So I'm glad you got to see it.
I did the very first time I seen that. And I was like, wow, that's amazing because I ain't gonna lie. I thought for a second, no disrespect to culture, but I thought you had to be. I'm about to say something very bad,
You
but
thought I had to be
I
not
thought only
black?
certain cultures could
Gotcha.
own 7-Eleven. Let me just put it like that,
I
right?
thought so too. I thought
And
so too.
yeah, and you definitely proved us wrong.
Yeah.
But let's go back before we go there, and let's talk about your background
Okay.
going toward it. What was Allison doing before
Oh
7-Eleven?
man, before 7-Eleven, Allison was just a regular, smegular Dallas, Texas girl. I always tell people I'm gonna be a Dallas, Texas girl to the day that I die. Went to school in Oak Cliff, Texas. Worked in Oak Cliff, worked in South
What
Dallas.
school you went to?
Bishop Dunn.
Really?
Uh
I went
huh.
to Skyline.
I love it. I love it. Yeah. So I was just over there. And I went to school at Hampton University, which is in Hampton, Virginia. And I came back and I started working and got a couple degrees after that and kept working and but I always liked government. I always said I was going to either work my way up in government or I was going to work my way up in corporate America. Like that was my goal. Um, I got to Houston, Texas, and I had a job there. It was the Good Old Boys Club. No respect, in my opinion, no respect. And I said, you know what? I can do something different. You know what I mean? Like I come from two entrepreneur parents. My mother is a realtor. I think one of the best in the game. And my dad franchised 3 McDonald's whenever I was growing up. So I knew what entrepreneurship was, and I knew what franchising was, and I just started reaching out to different
Franchise.
franchises. Yeah.
I got a really good question for that, but I want to still check out this journey, right?
Okay.
So, um, growing up, seeing this entrepreneurship,
Mm-hmm.
did you ever have a job prior, or did you went straight into? Was this your only entrepreneur?
No. Like this is my only, other than seeing my dad and my mom work, like, in their own businesses, I never even imagined or thought about owning anything. I just was always in government or always in, something else, but like never like working for somebody who had their own company.
So this is you never had a job.
No, I've had plenty of jobs.
Okay? I want to make sure because
Yeah.
I love the journey, right?
Yeah, no, shout out to City of Dallas. That was my first job. Forrest Turner over there was assistant city manager at the time. Shout out to him. Gave me my one of my first jobs out of college. I worked in the budget office, and they say if you start off in the budget office, you can work your way anywhere within the city, and that's what I did. Like I stayed in government. I worked for the City of Dallas. Then I moved to Virginia, worked for the City of Norfolk, worked for the City of Hampton, and then I decided that I was going to go into the private sector, and I worked for the automotive industry.
Got you.
and I
Okay,
was a
so we
project
had
manager.
because
Oh
this.
yeah, no. My mama already said you got to work.
Let
Like
me ask
there's
you a
no.
question. I try to ask everybody this question.
Okay.
Do you feel like entrepreneurship can be taught, or is it really in your blood?
Man, you know what? I was gonna say, like, people ask me that sometimes, and in my opinion, in the beginning, I said it has to be taught because I'm like, you know what? I'm not an entrepreneur. You know what I mean? Like, it literally had to be taught to me how to do it. But then I realized that they could teach you all of the paperwork, all of the mechanisms of doing it. But if you don't have it in you to be a business person, you're not gonna survive. So at this point, I think I'm gonna say, and to anybody who have ever done a podcast before, I'm sorry because I've always said they had to be made. But I think somewhere within it, you have to have it.
It's in your blood.
Uh-huh.
It's in the DNA.
Yes, you
It's
have
that
to have.
grind. That
Yeah.
grind. That wanting to want more out
Yeah,
of life.
wanting to want more, not scared to take that leap of faith. I think that something within you has to be there.
So with that being said, as you're coming out of jobs, right? Coming out
Mhm.
of jobs, what was that moment? What happened? What was that
Oh.
moment where you said, you know what?
Yeah.
I can't.
I definitely had a moment. I was in Houston working for the automotive industry, and it literally is like the good old boys club. Like literally the good old boys club, and I was not a fan of really the way that I was being treated by some of the people there. I felt like whenever I got the job, I was on top of the world. I was young, black, first time really in Houston, living outside of, like, of course, like my home or Virginia in college. um and I was like, you know what, like, I'm on top of the world. And then I get to this place and they literally sit me in a corner, and half the people there are rude, don't respect me. um and I just felt completely disrespected.
Yeah.
Completely disrespected. I had never been in an environment like that, and kind of for me, it was a culture shock. Being in the government, I feel like, you know, the part of the government that I was in, everything had to be, because of diversity rules, everything had to be a certain way, or like, you had to have like black people in certain positions, white people in certain positions, Hispanics in certain positions. But when you get to the automotive private industry, they don't give a damn about none of that.
Yeah.
And so I just felt completely disrespected, and I said, you know what, something else is for me. And so I
Yeah.
started looking for other jobs. But then I also was like, let me just see. I had a little bit of money in the bank. Let me just see what I can do with franchising.
So you didn't say that is bad. That is super dope because you didn't say, you know what, let me start my own business. You said, let me do like dad did.
Uh-huh.
So you got that from dad. Shout
Yeah.
out to the 3 McDonald's, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
In Oak Cliff, Texas. So yeah.
sheesh. Um, you said, let me do what dad did. Let me
Yeah.
look into franchise.
Yeah, I would have never, and it wasn't until recently where I'm like, you know what, maybe you should look at like things that you could do, like start for your own. But for me, I didn't have that in me yet to like take a big leap of faith, stop working at a, big place where I'm making almost six figures, you know what I mean? And just stop and let's just say, like, let me just do something. Nah, like that's not Allison. Allison needs money at her fingertips
Right now.
at all at all times. She
Today
needs
money.
benefits, all that stuff. So
So this is what this is all right, so you could have did the Rick Ross and got some wing stops. You could have
oh
did
man,
you could have did
but also, go ahead.
like
I could have done what? I could have done McDonald's. I could have done
you could have
Chick-fil-A.
been like dad did the McDonald's. Shout out to Chick-fil-A. I won't hold that's a whole
I
nother
could have done.
conversation.
I got really far in the Chick-fil-A process.
Yeah,
so-
the
but also I
Chick-fil-A.
say that to say, who says that I didn't try Wingstop?
Oh,
Who says that I
let's
didn't
talk
try
about it.
Chick-fil-A?
Let's
Who
talk
says that I
about it.
didn't try McDonald's?
This is interesting.
Who
Let's
says
go.
7-Eleven was my first choice?
All right, let's go. Now we getting spicy.
It's
Okay,
one of
put
those
the
things where you
spice
just have to,
on.
like,
Put the
shoot a
lemon
bunch-
pepper on. You know what I'm saying? All right, so okay, let's talk about
If
it. Okay.
Wingstop is listening, I would love a Wingstop. So let me just
Hey, Wingstop, let me holler at you. Let's get the lemon peppers.
yeah.
All right,
but
so
like,
okay, let's talk about that. Okay,
Yeah.
what was your first? Okay, let me go.
what was my first? I wouldn't say that I had a first. I would say that I just tried a bunch of things. So like I filled out the application for Wingstop. I filled out the application for McDonald's. I filled out the application for Chick-fil-A. I filled out all those applications. None of them were hitting. I filled out the application. And in fact, I went on to 7-Eleven's website and they don't even have an application. You literally call a number and the person who sells the stores, literally, it's like his personal cell phone number. Shout out to Randy. Reason why I have my first
Randy,
store.
we give you a plug today, brother.
Always,
appreciate
thank
you giving
him.
my sister an opportunity.
Yeah, so he answered the phone and he met with me, and I was gonna buy a small little store in Lancaster. And he was like, nah, He was like, I see bigger things for you, basically. And he was like, why don't we go look at a couple other stores? 7-Eleven got some things going on, and I ended up getting it.
That is so funny to me.
Mm-mm.
All right. So, all right, Wingstop. Let's talk about all the ones. Okay, Wingstop didn't get back at you.
Nah, they said they didn't have any available at the time.
All right, Chick-fil-A didn't call you back.
Nah, not until probably about a year or so.
Did you
ago.
try McDonald's?
Did I try McDonald's? I did.
They said,
And,
like,
and let me tell you something. I tried a lot of different places, like Smoothie King. Like I've tried a lot of different places, but 7-Eleven, like the process was just so simple.
Fast.
Yeah, it was just fast. Like you literally hit the ground running. To whereas all those other ones didn't even matter anymore.
I want to hear all of them. All right,
I don't know
King.
all of them. That was 6 years ago. Let me see. I don't know all of them.
Oh, this is hilarious, man.
But I looked into everything. Like even like you'd be surprised how many things are franchised, right? So you're thinking restaurants. I was thinking Planet Fitness. Like there's so many other type of franchises that people. I did, but there's so many things outside of it that like people don't even think are franchise that are franchise. You know. But I fell on 7-Eleven and I fell in love with it.
I got one.
What?
For line, I gotta talk to you about it.
Okay.
And hey, listen, when I tell you, fire.
All right, let's talk.
Fire. When I tell you fire, no, I'm talking about fire. Like, cause literally, I never knew how this went. Like, I'm like, I'm a serial entrepreneur, right?
Okay.
Serial. Like,
I'm learning. I'm not learning, but like it's slowly coming in.
Like, listen, I love, and I found out that I had somebody ask me a question the other day, and it made me pause. And this is the question. The question was, and was asked by my wife, because I literally am a nerd. I'm a nerd for real. She said, babe, what do you do for yourself for fun?
Yeah.
You hear this pause?
That's a good question.
That's the same pause I had.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, because, you know, some cats, you know, they play the games. They play a Madden joints.
Yeah.
Cats is golfing. Cats is fishing. Cats is doing bowling. You know, they got stuff that they like. Oh, man.
But you know what? I'm simple. Like, I'm super simple. Like, after a long day, because you have to realize I have 2 businesses that run 24/7. So, like, my phone, literally, I'm feeling it right now vibrating. I'm like, Jesus. But, like,
I feel the vibration.
But, like, yeah, like, it never ends. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody doesn't show up at 10 p.m. at night shift, I'm getting calls at night shift, trying to figure out, like, what we're going to do next, you know? So, my world never ends. But 2 things I do. I 100% love doing absolutely nothing. Like, and in all honesty, no lie.
If nothing was a person.
I love sitting on my couch with a glass of wine, watching something stupid like Modern Family or something just, who cares? Like, I love doing absolutely nobody bother me.
But wait, real quick. So do you, because I need, maybe this is for me too. Do you have a thing? Remember, people have things.
People have a thing. No.
To do. You know, some people like crafting. You know what
I'm saying? And I've tried.
You don't have
I've tried crocheting, and I'm really good at it. But like, it's still me doing something, and I'm tired of doing things at the end of the day. You know what I mean? But then also the second thing that I love to do, once a month, I go to the spa. And when I say like I go to the spa, like I spa. Like my favorite one, I try to go every other month to the Ritz. Like I will treat myself.
I proposed to my wife at the Ritz.
Did you really? It's a beautiful place.
Shout out to how much the rooms cost.
Oh yeah, no, it's a whirlwind. No, it's a whirlwind because I've been there before. But yeah, like I just absolutely love going to the spa. Like I love spending the day there.
When my wife asked me that question, the pause lasted forever.
Yeah.
I said, you know what? I gotta get with myself and ask myself this. And one night. It was Sunday night. I think it was Sunday. And I had some free time. My wife went to sleep. My son went to sleep. And I was still wired up. It was a long day, but I was still trying to wind down. And I always look at Shark Tank.
Okay.
It's my favorite show.
Okay.
My favorite show. And I came to a reality of myself because I was so excited about hearing the stories and the triumphs, and I'm like, bro, you should have took the deal. Like, it was
there's different levels of entrepreneurship. Yeah, you're on a completely different level.
Super Bowl to me. I'm like, bro,
that would feel like work again all over to me.
Yeah, like
watching
your life could literally change if you would have just took the day. You know, and at the end of it, I said, this is my thing.
Yeah.
like entrepreneurship
Mhm.
is like a sport to
Mhm.
me because you can win or lose.
Mhm.
You could literally win
Mhm.
in entrepreneurship, which we've seen people that's
Yeah.
winning, and you could lose.
Yeah.
Like we've seen a lot of people lost. We've seen a lot of franchises
Mhm.
lose
Mhm.
during COVID.
Mhm.
Um, I want to shout out to you
Okay.
because I think you found another new love. It's
Mm.
called TikTok.
Oh man.
What are you doing? Shout out to the TikTok. Listen,
I think.
I said sis has found a new like I'm looking, I'm like, okay.
Oh, I've always been a character. Let me. Let me.
That
Let
is
me just.
hilarious. Yo, the one, hold up. The highlight. I don't know if I can pull the clip up. The one where you are at the house
Mhm.
with the robe on,
Oh
going
man,
to the
looking for my
mailbox.
W-2, knowing good and damn
Uh,
well I don't have no W-2.
that is hilarious. And I love the marketing, I love the promotion. I never
Yeah.
knew, like, I've never seen somebody promote for a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, and I think that is the difference. So franchising gives the good thing about franchising. I always say shout out to the people who started business from the ground up because that's the hardest thing and the most. I give the most respect to people who do that. That's just not in me. Like I just don't have it in me.
Yeah,
Right? I didn't have it in me whenever I started. And so the good thing about 7-Eleven is that the name speaks for itself.
they do.
And so I could literally not promote anything, which is what most people don't. Which is what most people do. Don't do anything. And at the end of the day, I'm still gonna make money because I'm on a busy highway in Arlington, Texas. I'm always gonna make money. But I think for me, it's more than just so like putting out my 7-Eleven, right? To me, it's branding. Like you want to like I want to brand my entire being, right? Got married, got a different last name, but at the end of the day, you're never gonna see that last name because I branded Allison Lawson, you know? Shout out to the last name. I love it. I love it. But I branded Allison
Yeah, like
Lawson.
your IG is 7-Eleven. What is it?
7-Eleven _ Rae Lawson.
Yeah, like I say, Shorty is all in.
Yeah, like my entire brand, my business name is Rae Lawson Enterprise, Rae Lawson Enterprise 2.0, Rae Lawson Enterprise 3.0, and I'm gonna just keep going and going and going. But like I have literally branded my name.
That's good.
And I've branded who I am. And so it's not even about 7-Eleven at this point. It's whatever I get next is gonna like I want my name to carry it. Like I
All
don't
right.
want to be just that 7-Eleven
So I
girl.
got two questions. So question number one is, why do they have a 7-Eleven right across the street? I mean, not kind of across the street.
Uh-huh.
You could literally be like, "Hey,
Yeah, I walk
what y'all
across
doing?
there. Yeah.
Hey,
no.
hey, we ran out of Gatorade. Bring the Gatorade." You
That's
probably
exactly
did
what
that
we do.
before.
We do it every day. We
Okay.
ran out of buns. We walk
Right.
right across the street.
There you go. Why? First of all, why do they do that? I think I know,
Okay.
but it's kind of crazy. And then second part of that question is, did you have one and then two, or did you say, you know what, give me two of them?
Nah, only special people, non-black people can just say I want two and they just give it to you. But so to answer your first question, the reason why there's two stores, and I have both of them that sit on the corner of Matlock and 20. And the reason why there's two stores, first and foremost, those stores were already there. Like people think that, oh, you built one right across. I've heard people on the internet can be so cruel. I've heard people call me stupid for building a store right across the street, and I'm like, I'm not stupid. I didn't build that store. The stores were already there. I bought it, so therefore I wouldn't have any competition. But there's a reason why there
That's his
are
boss to say.
there's a reason why there's two stores on that corner because they're two completely different stores. I mean, you can ask the police at this point. The police even know. Like one of them is like the neighborhood store, right? Like it's the store that like all the neighborhood comes to.
I know which one that is.
Yeah. And the other one is really like my commuter store, right? It's the store that like people come, like people are going on road trips. There's 16 pumps, it can fit trailers in there, like people, and it has both of them have diesel, but it's a huge parking lot, right? But then also what people fail to realize is that they're also coming and going. So like people coming out in the morning, and then also people going home. So it hits both traffic. But then also people are just silly sometimes because y'all been on road trips. There's gas stations, there's intersections with gas, but I think because people don't see Dallas as that road trip type of feel, that like it seems silly having gas stations. But y'all seen Buc-ee's has It's 4 gas stations on the corner, and Bucky's is owning the whole corner.
First of all,
I don't want to talk about Bucky's because it gives me anxiety.
that is a whole circus.
Yeah, it is. It gives me anxiety. I can't do it.
That's
I can't do it. I mean, shout out to them because they're doing wonderful. But to me, that would just be a headache and a half, and it just I don't even go when I go on road trips. I just tell people what to get me when they go in.
So you bought one and then got the other one?
I bought one.
Okay.
And I ran it successfully for a year.
Okay.
And then I bought another one because I was tired of the people that were in the other one all in my business. So I said, you know what? I'll just buy the whole corner.
I'm like, y'all in my business. How about I buy your business?
Yeah, I just buy the corner because at this point, and then I can get business coming and going. There's no competition. We send people to the other one. So like if the gas pumps aren't working at one or like we don't have something at one, we send them to right across the street.
All right. So I've always had a question. I've always wanted to know this.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to know this. I can't wait to answer this question.
Okay.
How does gas stations make money? Like, do y'all make money on the gas, or is it more like, hey, we got the gas, but by the way, we also got the chips?
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that because a lot of people want to support me, and I full-heartedly love everybody who just stops and get gas. Like, keep doing it because it does support me. I get like a penny a gallon. So let me first put that out there. So like, I appreciate everybody.
Shout out to the penny a gallon, for real? Is that true?
It's very true. So I appreciate everybody who stops and gets gas. Like, keep doing that. Like, keep supporting me. But my real money is made on the inside.
Man.
Preferably 7-Eleven brand products.
Do you know how long I want to hear that? I've always wanted to know this.
Yeah.
I ain't know, like, who can I call? Like, hey, so gas stations don't make money on the gas. Mm-mm. It's the bait to bring people in.
Right. So like that Shell name, that Exxon name, like that's why I didn't want to buy a 7-Eleven that only had 7-Eleven, like only sold like 7-Eleven gas, because a lot of people, Shell has a big following. Exxon has a big following.
And yours is Shell.
And I have one Shell and one Exxon.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Mm-hmm. And they both have a big following. So it brings people in more than just the 7-Eleven name. It brings more customers in. But you're right. It does. It brings people to the pumps. And 8 times out of 10, people who come to the pumps come inside, especially if a pump isn't working. Like, hey, like the pump says to come inside. 8 times out of 10, they're going to go buy something in the store too.
Hold on. Sis, shout out to Dr. Lowe. She's in the building. The Exxon that's by our house, the joint never works outside.
Yeah.
And I've been like,
yeah, they may lose a little bit of business, but I mean, who really cares? Because it's only a penny a gallon.
I'm thinking my man's is like, because you do the joint outside. Yeah, I think they do that so we can.
I'm not gonna confirm or deny what happens. But here's the thing: a lot of times, technologies, these pumps suck. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, like I wish I could fix. If I told you how many pumps I have down right now, you'd be like, why? Because the pumps just suck. But he probably is making more money. Like, people may drive. I'll be like, I'll just go to another gas station. But that's a penny a gallon. But like, for the people that come in.
All right, so let's get some value. For people that's looking at it. What I want this to happen, right? This is dope because I've always wanted to know this. What is your highest profitable product inside your store? Top 3.
I mean, it could be. I mean, I don't know, because
there's
margins and then there's what's most profitable, right? So like, right now, I would say I sell that Black Girl Magic. That's probably one of my highest.
What's that?
The McBride sisters.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about it real quick.
Okay,
the McBride sisters.
Okay.
Number 1 largest Black-owned wine company in America. I'm the number 1 retailer in America. The only retailer in America.
Hey, I need you on the podcast. Let's get that. We're gonna speak that into this next.
The number 1. I'm their number 1 retailer and the only one in America to.
I remember you told me about that at the joint. Okay.
Yeah, to sell their entire collection. I sold 1,100 bottles in 2 days, which is more than Specs, more than Target, so I'm their highest grossing retailer.
So you can only sell beer and wine. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We'll talk about that offline.
So I would say maybe beer. Beer gets a lot of money.
Okay.
Beer, wine. I make pebbles on cigarette. Oh, food. The food. So like anytime.
Like your pizzas,
wings, even our cold case food. Like, we have fresh fruit, sandwiches, stuff like that.
So let's do a call to action.
Okay.
I think people need to hear this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give you this clip because you need this clip.
Okay.
All right. So guys, on the Entrepreneur Blueprint, we give value. We give value to what value is due. If you did not know, My sis really appreciates y'all coming by the 7-Elevens on Medlock, right there. Either one. We shout out either one of them, right?
Yes.
But don't do a drive by. Just go in,
Hmm.
buy you something. Get something right now so you know that those dollars are going into the right person,
Hmm.
put the seed in the right ground, and therefore you will flourish and keep it popping. That is education because we did not know.
Oh, I know. People be like, I came by to get gas. I'm like, I appreciate it, which
Shout
I
out.
do. I full heartedly appreciate it. You know what I mean? But
So
that
if
inside
somebody gets $70 on pump 7,
depends on how many
you
gallons
get
it is.
70 cents.
No, it depends on how many gallons it is.
Ah,
Cause I mean, it's like what's gas like $3 a gallon?
why is it so
I don't
okay?
even look at gas. I'm
Do,
be honest
do
with
you
you.
understand why gas is?
That has nothing to do with us.
Do you have any education on that
They
you can
send me the
educate
gas
us?
price and I change it every day at 1 o'clock,
So 1 a.m.,
1 p.m.
1 p.m. it changes.
Yeah. Well, if it changes, it's gonna change
And
around
you
1.
change both the stores at the same time.
Yeah.
I've literally, and this is petty, but I remember one time I was like, it was a Quick Trip and it was racetrack, and I think Quick Trip for some reason was like 2 cents cheaper.
Mhm.
It's amazing how that I went all the way around
Yeah, I wouldn't have
for
done
the
that.
2 cents.
I can't even tell you how much gas costs right now because I'm like, one thing people need is gas, so
Got to come with it.
gotta come with it. That and I just put $15 in my tank a week, and if it lasts, it lasts. If
I
not,
was,
then I
I
don't need to
was,
go.
I'm a happy Costco member.
Okay.
Shout out to Costco's gas. Them lines be off the chain though.
They do.
By the way, if y'all didn't know, get your Costco membership. And they got all kind of points, but we gotta chop in a 7-Eleven. We have some amazing questions for you because we're educating ourselves about the journey
Okay.
of entrepreneurship. So I appreciate this. I know they're
Mm.
appreciating. I need you guys to stand by. Listen, it's going down the Entrepreneur Blueprint. We're gonna stop for our commercial break. Let's go. What up, guys? Man, Dream with Dream Motivates University. Here's what you get with your tuition. Number one, you're going to get an awesome Letterman jacket, t-shirt, and wristband. Let's deep dive. We're going to get discounts on all events and courses, a list of Zoom masterclasses with skilled instructors, access to our amazing book club. We're also going to give you discounts to all marketing materials brought to you by Dream Media Agency. And last but not least, discounts on all our merch. I can't wait. I'll see you on the other side. DMU, Dream Motivates University. Let's get it. Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Blueprint, where we have found an amazing person that's shouting us out and letting us know the inside of a gas station. Didn't know it. You didn't either, right? So we're going to find out right now tonight. So both the 7-Elevens are your babies at this point. Now, are you finding out what I found out? That nobody is ever going to work as hard as you.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm.
Are you constantly hiring? Are you hiring right now?
I'm always hiring.
So if you need a job, I need y'all to go holler at my sister at 7. What kind of jobs are you looking for? What do they need to do?
Everybody does the same thing. Sales
Okay.
associate. Everybody does the same thing. Nobody comes in as a manager. Nobody comes in as an assistant manager or a supervisor. Everybody starts off as a sales associate.
Okay, sales associates, and they get to go ahead. So if they want to find a job, how do they get in contact with you?
They can come by the store any day. I'm there Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
All right, let's talk about pros and cons. Owning a 7-Eleven.
There's more cons than pros. But it's a very short list of pros. So let's
Shout out to the cons. Oh
it's
Lord.
a very short list.
All right, cool. Let's talk about cons first.
Okay.
Top 5.
Oh man. See, I felt like you should ask me. Let me see. Top 5 cons. Drunk people.
Hmm.
That's our biggest. I mean, we're right there in the center of like the Improv when they let out, or there's some bars down the street when they let out, and on Fridays and Saturdays it gets kind of wild. You know what I mean? I think another con is that you're at the will of sometimes vendors. And you're at the will of, and that's just any company right now trying to survive, but you're at the will of vendors. So, gas is a vendor. So if your pumps are down, like you're at the will of somebody who may respond in 2 to 6 hours. Like last week I didn't have gas for 5 days. So like you're at the will of like
On both stores?
no, just one. You're at the will of like whatever vendors. Like Dr. Pepper says they don't have no Dr. Pepper. Now that takes out half your clientele because you're in Texas. You know what I mean? So like it just depends. It's just even silly vendors like having to order restroom parts. Like my restroom's gonna be down because I have to order parts. So just I think being at the will of just somebody else waiting for them is another con. Right now, just staffing is just a con to it. You know what I mean? Like it's not just us. Like everybody's having a really hard time staffing
Why do you
people.
think that?
Because people are trash. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna
Trash. You heard it
just to be
first.
honest with you, but like
You are trash. No, I'm playing.
it was something about the pandemic that sparked laziness.
I feel that. I
I
seen so many I'm like, yo, everybody's hiring.
Yeah, yeah, but everybody's hiring, but nobody's getting hired, and nobody's working.
So how are they surviving?
I don't know. I'm surviving based off of my senior staff who've been there for years.
Gotcha.
And if it wasn't for them, and shout out to them, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be surviving. Like there's probably about 4 or 5 individuals who really do hold me down.
Yeah.
Like somebody didn't show up. All right, well I just worked a double, but I had somebody work a triple one time for me. So I really do survive off of senior staff who do well.
Triple.
Yeah.
That means they came in, they just worked 24 hours? Almost?
Yeah. Yeah, by the end of it, he was dead. Like by the end of it,
out of
I
there.
sent him lunch. Like, hey.
Chipotle on me.
So I would say staff is
Yeah.
another con. Another con is like just the 24 being open 24/7. You know, like you're on call 24/7. You can't ever. I mean, just imagine like going home saying like, this is old because I no longer work shifts anymore. But like beforehand, whenever I was like having to cover shifts, imagine like going home, relaxing, opening some wine, getting a little tipsy, and then somebody not coming in. Now you got to go work the night shift after you done had some.
Oh, they getting the business too. What do you want?
So it's that type of thing, like never being able to relax. It's always being on something. And let me see, one more con of it is that it's a lot that goes on, like especially like licensing. So some businesses like you maybe need 1 or 2. I think in the gas station industry there's 12 licenses that you have to have, and you have to keep up with, like
Yeah, you
alarm
have
permits.
tobacco license.
Oh yeah, but you're not
alcohol.
even thinking about some of them, because think about one of them is a fresh flower license. Like I have to have a license to sell fresh flowers in the state of Texas. So like those little roses that
Yeah.
like you
You
have
gotta
to have
have
a
a
license.
license to sling flowers.
Mm-hmm. So like you
Okay.
have to keep up with those licenses, and 7-Eleven does a really good job at like helping to do that. But like it's just a lot of licensing that you have to go through, and you deal with like TABC. They do sting operations every month. So it's just a really headache and a half.
All right, so we heard the cons, right? Because listen, entrepreneurship ain't for everybody. I thought it
not.
was. I thought.
Mm-hmm.
I thought.
No, and I'm glad you said that, because everybody's always like black people need to start owning their own stuff. No, black people need to be everywhere. I'm so tired of hearing that black people need to own their own stuff. No, we need people everywhere. We need foot soldiers.
Yeah.
We need people in corporate America.
Yeah.
We need CEOs. We need CFOs. We need people, judges. We need people presidents of the United States. We need people everywhere.
Yeah.
Like not everybody needs to be an entrepreneur,
Right.
because if everybody's an entrepreneur, then you all leaving these other companies wide ass open.
Exactly.
To just do what they want. No,
we
need people everywhere.
And I probably disconnected with a lot of my friends. I'm going back to you guys now. I love you. But they were aggravating me only because. So I'm not job bashing. If you love your job, you got happiness. I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about y'all that kept complaining about the job that you was at.
Oh.
You kept on, I hate this, man.
But you know what? We need those people too. Because we need people. I'm sorry. We need people everywhere. When George Floyd, when that whole thing happened and people were outside and they were like, protesting and stuff like that, I was there for it. Y'all do that. That's not for me. I'm not, that's not what I'm gonna do. Is I'm gonna keep being in corporate America, and I'm gonna own my own business, and I'm gonna do this and this. You know what I mean? Like, but we needed people everywhere. We needed people on the street, but we also needed people in corporate America. We needed people politics. We needed people everywhere. So not everybody's meant to be an entrepreneur.
I found that out.
And I can respect it.
I found that, and I respect it. So I apologize to anybody who I've ever tried to push this on.
Yeah, no.
My bad.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the pros.
Okay.
How are the pros going?
You have your own, you have your own. Like there's not a day that goes by that I can't figure out what hours I work now. You know what I mean? Like I work whatever hours I want to, when I want to. At this point, I work 5 a.m. because I want to. I work 5 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Oh, you're an early bird?
I am.
Sheesh.
I go in, do my paperwork, write them a list of things to do for the rest of the day, and I'm out.
Peace. 5 a.m. to 8 p.m.?
5 a.m. to 8 a.m.
You gone.
And then I'm gone. And I like it. I'm tired. Don't get me wrong. I'm tired because I don't go to bed till like 1. But I'm tired. But you know what I mean? Like I go home and take a nap. wake up, maybe make some breakfast. You know what I mean? Like I can control my own hours, and I really do appreciate it. Another con is it leaves a legacy for my kids. Like you don't know
Bro,
how, yeah, you don't know how proud I was to like watch my dad every single day walk into a building where people literally like when you saw him coming, people was like, oh shit, like here comes Mr. Lawson.
the boss.
Like yeah, like looking at him do that it was inspiring. You know what I mean? So I want my kids to be able to see that same exact thing. You know, and I do have like when my kid comes in, um, he thinks it's the most amazing thing. Like he thinks,
I remember I seen Dr. Loretta said it. She's seen it too. She's like, yeah, I seen the news clip. Are you okay? Are you the only? You're the one. The only one I know. But
mhm.
is there only one Black African American?
Okay, so I think that people make up a lot of statistics on the
Okay,
internet,
yeah, because
and I'm not sure what is true and what is not true.
okay.
But I'm here for all of it. So like, if that's what's spread, then let's spread it. Like shit, like let's spread it. You know what I mean? Like
So what's the
at this point, I don't care. Like
what's
you
the
know, it's no bad publicity. So let's spread
no?
it. Now, do I know like specifically what I am? No, because I do know another Black owner in California, but in Texas, there's 3 or 4 Black men in North Dallas who own 7-Elevens.
Okay, good.
But it's not publicized, and it should be.
It should
You know what I
be.
mean? Like
Yeah,
it definitely should be, but they keep to themselves.
got
Like,
it.
and I love them for that. Like I've met them, and I'm like,
They're like, man, we don't want the smoke. We good.
yeah.
We
One
just
of them
want
was
the
like, man, I just
business.
came to this meeting because they said I was getting an award. I said, all right, bet. I said, you gonna stay? He's like, nah. And he bounced after the award. Like we have like franchisee meetings, and he bounced after the award. Like, and I've only seen him once. I know
Wow,
another Black guy
low
in North
key.
Dallas owns 3. Like we're out there doing it now. Black females, I'm not really sure. I know one, but it's a couple. It's a man
Husband
and a
and
wife.
wife.
Yeah, husband and wife, military. But shout out to them. But no, I don't know. I don't know too many. Maybe they keep it separate on purpose. Look, I don't know, but I don't know too. Like
Right,
I don't know
right.
too many of them. But whatever statistic you've seen, let's run with it. Like
Okay, okay. No, like
I haven't seen a bad one yet. So
yeah, I mean it's all good from here. I heard you the other night. Shout out to the Arlington Black Chamber
Arlington
of
Black
Commerce.
Chamber,
Shout out to
always,
yeah,
always.
shout out to you. I see you're heavy
Mhm,
supporting, giving
mhm,
out gas cards and all that good
mhm.
stuff.
Yeah, each meeting I try to give out 2. I started a couple months ago, but I'm gonna try to give out 2 gas gift certificates from my store
That's awesome.
each time. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did hear you talk about an organization another organization that you have. Is this something else that you
Oh
have?
no, I'm also a motivational speaker on the side.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Motivational speaking. I love speaking to children of all ages. My passion is high schoolers and college students. And I charge for keynote, of course. But funny how I came about that. And this is the whole branding portion of it, right? So I went to OCBF school. I can't even think of the name of it right now. Collegiate. Yeah. Shout out to them. Shout out to OCBF. But I went to their school for career day. And it was before I even owned a store. I was just in training. And I went in there and I spoke to a bunch of kids and I killed it. Like I killed that shit. Like I wish y'all would have seen it. Like I ran that room
Killed.
with those kindergartners. But I ran it. When I went home, I said, you know what? I could do this. The next day, I made business cards that said motivational speaker on there, and I ran with it from there.
How powerful?
No training, no nothing, but like I'm branding myself. So if I say I'm a motivational speaker, that's what I am. And the next thing I did was a huge gig for the city of DeSoto, for their ladies leadership for their children. Shout out to the city of DeSoto. They believed in me, and I mean it was a nice little check too. So
Speak on manifestation.
yeah, you speak it into existence. I don't know nothing about no motivational speaking.
How you feel about manifestation in your life? Because I heard I like what you just said, and I try to teach people this, man. Stop speaking death in your life. Like
Yeah.
you're saying you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this.
Mm-mm.
How powerful is it to say, just like you said, I'm a motivated speaker, I'm gonna make some cars on, I'm a
That's
motivated
That's
speaker.
exactly what I did. Man, listen, I have a staff member who's been with me for the last 5 years I've been there, right? And she knows to this day, whatever I say out loud is gonna happen. My first month in that store, I said, look, do what y'all want to do, but I promise you, I'm gonna have another store. 11 months later, I had another store
Across the street.
across the street. Anything I say out loud, I'm very careful about what I say out loud because I need to make sure it's doable.
Very powerful.
But anything I say out loud, I have something going on right now, can't tell nobody about. But I said to myself, I'm gonna make this work. And I said it out loud, and I full-heartedly believe in a year you all will see something from me.
Powerful. Now, Are you looking for more? I know you're looking for different franchises, which is dope. Are you 7-Eleven? You want to get about 16 more of these, or what you doing?
No, I don't want no more 7-Elevens. In fact, if somebody is looking to buy 2 7-Elevens right now on
Come
Matlock,
holler at us right now. We
come
got you.
holler at me because I sell them in a heartbeat for the right price. No, I think I'm gonna keep my stores because here's the thing about it. If I sell my 7-Elevens, more than likely, I mean, I'll get pebbles to what I paid for it. So I might as well keep it and just keep
Ride
making
it
money
out.
from it. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Like I have enough senior staff, and if those senior staff do what like I have enough to run it. You know? Am I looking to get more 7-Elevens? At one point, I was, which is why I bought that little store across the street, even though it makes me barely nothing. But I thought it would be a good stepping stone to get a really good store. And then that deal fell through for whatever reason. I still don't know why, but I'm not going to harp on it. But that deal fell through, and I said, you know what? That was nothing but God telling me like you didn't need that anyway. Because that was literally they told me literally the day before the ice storm last year. And if I would have had that store, there's no way on God's green earth I would have made it to that store. Like once I saw the storm happen, I was like, there's no way I would have made it all the way up there. So that store just would have been hanging out there chilling, you know? So it just made me realize that like that's not what I needed. And that was the Lord telling me, nah, like you've dealt with, you know, like the things you've dealt with 7-Eleven have taught you some things, and here's 2 stores, but like you need to figure something else out, you know? Like you need to do something different, look into something different, or just chill for a second.
I my daughter is a cosmetologist licensed.
Yeah, I met her. I met you.
Yeah, you
Remember?
met
Remember
Jada.
when I
You met
met?
Jada.
I was like, "Hey,
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Let me say hi." And you were like, "That's my daughter." I was like, "Oh, thought it
Yeah,
was your
she
wife."
she hates when we out, and which is good for me, but she hates when we out and be like, "Oh, y'all a nice couple." So no, that's my dad.
That's yeah. That's what she said. I said,
Um,
"Oh, okay. Well,
but women like you,
hmm
um, I want her to be around
hmm
more like you. And what
yeah,
I want you to do is be very selfish and speak life. You can go ahead and just speak life into young black women that they
hmm
can do
yeah,
anything,
yeah,
right? Like, because I don't want compromising to
hmm
happen. You don't have to compromise. I feel like a lot of I speak.
hmm
I'm a certified speaker with Dr. Eric Thomas.
hmm
And when I go into these high schools, it makes me sad because I see them get caught up in just
hmm
randomness, right? And they
yeah,
have no drive. They're
hmm
not they're just like almost just they're not living, they're just existing, right?
right,
And
and
there's a difference between living and existing. So, to young black women that, you have options, you can do anything. Maybe
yeah.
they thought they couldn't.
Well, and that's crazy because I think if one group of people in all of America can get something done, it's gonna be black women. Like I think black women are
I
absolutely
agree.
superheroes. I
Absolutely.
think that a lot of people need help with a lot of things, and most people that need help with a lot of things get it from black women. We have this drive and this love to like get shit done, basically. And so anybody who thinks that they can't, then you don't know yourself within. Um, but I always like to tell people like always be true to yourself though. Like get stuff done, be who you like, do what you do, but always be yourself. Because if I wasn't myself, I wouldn't be on TikTok. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't be like I would be some straight shooter that everybody else wanted me to be. And that's not me. I remember I used to be in corporate America. Funny story. I used to be in corporate America, and I just thought that I always had to be here. You know, everything black and white, everything so great, everything here. Probably every hour on the hour, I would go to the restroom and I would literally just go like this, right? Because
Right.
I'm such this goofy person, and here I am in government wearing a business suit every single day, trying to be, this calm and collect person. I would just say, "Excuse me, I'm gonna go to the." I would tell the front desk lady, "I'm gonna go to the restroom real quick," and I would just go and just shake it off because I'm like, I just need to let this energy out, you
Right.
know? And so I think whenever I went into this 7-Eleven process, I said, you know what? I'm not going to be who everybody wants me to be. You know, I'm not going to be like, and I mean, and you can tell, like, and that's another thing that I like to tell people is that just because you're doing this doesn't necessarily make you a role model either. Like, I need everybody done. I'm so glad that young girls look up to me, and I want everybody to continue to look up to me because I really don't do much of anything, wrong. Um, but I'm learning just like everybody else is learning. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna mess up like everybody else is gonna mess up. Like I say some things on social media, I troll, and people are like, "Aren't you supposed to be a role model?" I'm like, where did we get like role
Where
model?
did the role model come
Like
from?
where did this role model thing come? I'm trying to learn less, just like I'm still learning. Like I'm still growing. I'm still
Yeah.
young. So, but I just love being myself. Like I just
Yeah.
think that everybody needs to be themselves in everything that they do.
just in case we could get some clips from you, let's talk about manifestation, right?
Okay.
On manifestation, um, let's shoot out 5 franchises that you want to call you right now.
I don't want any franchises to call me right now because I don't want to do any more
Oh, so you
franchising
done
work.
with
I'm
franchising?
done with franchising unless Chick-fil-A come back around. But I'm
See,
done.
that was a bar.
But I'm done. But I'm done with franchising because I think franchising gave me the tools that I needed to build my confidence up. Like every time I go into my gas station, I'm like, I'm literally running a business. Like I'm literally doing this. You know what I mean? Even just the way that I talk, my mom says you need to talk more gentle to people. But like even the way like I'm handling business or like stuff
Like
like that.
shrewd, like
Like straight cutthroat. Like this is what it is. Yes. And every day I'm like, oh my gosh, I can really do this. It makes me feel like I could really do something else for myself. But of course, it can't compete with 7-Eleven. But like it literally makes me feel like I can do something else.
we're gonna pause right here for a little
Okay.
commercial break
All
and
right.
get right back to you.
What up, guys? Man, Dream with Dream Motivates University. Here's what you get with your tuition. Number one, you're going to get an awesome Letterman jacket, t-shirt, and wristband. Let's deep dive. We're going to get discounts on all events and courses, a list of Zoom masterclasses with skilled instructors, access to our amazing book club. We're also going to give you discounts to all marketing materials brought to you by Dream Media Agency. And last but not least, discounts on all our merch. I can't wait. I'll see you on the other side. DMU, Dream Motivates University. Let's get it.
Welcome back to the Entrepreneur Blueprint with my girl, Rae Lawson's in the building. We're trying to push her into another franchise, but she said only if Chick-fil-A gives her a call.
And
So-
maybe not even then, because my dad was like, you don't want to be in a restaurant.
Stay with McDonald's. First of all, shout out to the aliens at Chick-fil-A. Cause I don't know where they finding these people. How are they finding what or how? Like I never had a
nicest
bad
people.
experience. Never.
Yeah, I know.
How did they do that?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
Chick-fil-A.
But you know another thing though is that Chick-fil-A has so many employees in there that like you can literally have one person do one thing the entire time. So that may just be what's a little bit simpler is that they have so many employees as opposed to a gas station. You have to find somebody who's going to clean your toilets, make your food, sweep the parking lot, do all like
the whole thing.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the toilet. Yeah. So my favorite thing about Chick-fil-A is the fact that they could be closed on Sunday and still crack it open. Like, I mean, it'd be line. It's never not a line.
Yeah, and you always want it on Sunday, huh? Yeah.
I do, but like, yo, why do you know? I'm like, man, let's go check dang it's
Real
Sunday.
inconvenient, I know. But I have a convenience store that you can always come get some wings.
And let's talk about it real quick. Once again, if y'all didn't understand at first, you got to go to the 7-Eleven in Arlington off of Matlock. Not only do you get the gas, I need y'all to come inside and buy some Slurpees, buy some chips, buy some pizza, buy some wings, and support my sister at the 7-Eleven store. I'm super proud of you.
Thank you.
Super proud of you. Super proud. I was proud of you before I even met you, so I'm super proud of you. We got a lot of stuff going on now. Let's talk about what you want to. Let's speak some things into existence. What is next up for you? What are you wanting to do right now?
Oh man, next up for me is a secret.
Let's give us a hint.
Nah.
Kind of a hint.
I can't even give you kind of a hint because it hasn't even started to be. I just spoke it into existence, and in that stage, you can't tell anybody yet.
Gotcha.
But I've spoken it into existence. But what's next for me right now is honestly, just relaxing for a minute. Like I think that I have finally gotten my stores to because I've never been able to just come into my stores for 2 or 3 hours and leave. And I think that at this point I've gotten to a good point where I can do that. So I want to enjoy my family. Like I really do just want to enjoy family time. And then after that, let's just see if I can grow in any other way, like doing something for myself, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know what that is. I have 100 ideas in my head and we could just see where it goes from there.
So just on my end, we started a entrepreneur school called DMU, Dream Motivates University, where, because, they never taught in schools how to be an entrepreneur, right?
Right.
The do's, the don'ts, how to get a credit score up, how to obtain an LLC, DBA, financial literacy, period. Definitely want when on your free time to tag team on what you got and just share your story.
Okay.
But for those who are struggling
Okay.
with identifying, I think you made a great statement. Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. However, what would your however be?
It's not for everybody, but that doesn't mean that you can't try it. So so let's just say it's not for everybody, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't find something that's entrepreneurial while you're still working another job. And I think a lot of people feel like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur, like I have to quit what I'm doing. Like, nah, if your real job supports your side job until your side job can get rid of your real job, then do that. Like you never have to stop your. I mean, why not make twice both? I mean, let's be honest. Like white people do it all the time, you know. So why not do that? You know. So I would just say that like if you want to try it, you can try it. Do I think that everybody has a little bit of something in them? Maybe. You know, if you have a talent, do it on the side.
Mm. With that being said, I want everybody to support you on social media. Let's shout out all your social media. How can they call you for speaking?
Okay.
How can they get with you on social media? Period. That way we could give value to you for just coming to the show.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram at the number 7 underscore. I'm sorry. You can find me on Instagram at the number 7 spelled 11 underscore Rae Rae Lawson. You can find me on Facebook, Rae Lawson underscore the number 7 spelled 11. You can find me on Twitter, Rae Lawson underscore the number 7 and then also the number 11. You can find me on TikTok at Rae Runs 711. You can email me at raylawson.711@gmail.com, or you can always just come by my stores, Matlock and 20, 100 East Interstate 20, 700 West Interstate 20. You just come by and see me.
Go check out my sister. Most definitely support her and support this YouTube. I need a special listen. I didn't know if y'all understood how YouTube worked. Shout out to everybody that's commenting, loving the show. I love y'all too. I love y'all. But you know, it takes less than 1 second to press subscribe. Subscribe. That's all I want you to do. Bing, and hit the little bell at the top, and I got you. Subscriptions, okay? Subscribe, like, and subscribe right here at the Entrepreneur Blueprint with your man Dream Motivates. Thank you again, sis, for joining us again. Go support the 7-Eleven. It's going down. Let's go. It's your boy Dream Motivates.